These are 10 real stories about truck drivers who faced the world's deadliest roads and what happened when everything went wrong. Some got trapped in blizzards, some drove through mud and darkness with no way back. But they all share one thing: they survived. And the way they did will make you see the road in a whole new way. Our journey begins in the frozen heart of Alaska, a place where the road itself can kill you before the cold does. Meet John Walker, a 44-year-old trucker from Fairbanks, Alaska. For 20 years, he's been hauling diesel and supplies along the Dalton Highway, a 400-mile stretch of frozen isolation that links civilization to the Arctic oil fields. When John starts his truck, the temperature outside is minus 35 degrees Celsius. The tires squeal against the ice, and his breath fogs up the windshield. He's got hundreds of miles of snow, blizzards, and whiteouts ahead, with barely a handful of service stops. The Dalton Highway is notorious. No guardrails, steep, icy slopes, winds that can flip an 18-wheeler like paper. The smallest mistake can send a rig sliding off into the frozen wilderness. For John, this isn't just a job, it's a test of patience, nerve, and faith. Every mile feels like a gamble against nature itself. But while John fights the cold and isolation of Alaska, another trucker battles cliffs and clouds thousands of miles away in Bolivia. Diego Alvarez, a 38-year-old driver from La Paz, has driven the North Yungas Road for years, known globally as Death Road. The road winds through the Andes, barely wide enough for one vehicle, with 2,000-foot drops on one side and waterfalls splashing down on the other. When Diego's truck crawls through the mist, he keeps one hand tight on the steering wheel, eyes fixed on the slippery dirt track ahead. Rain has made the road soft. One bad patch and the wheels could slide right off. Trucks here used to fall so often that crosses now line the cliffs like silent ghosts. Diego drives in silence, remembering a friend who once vanished around one of these bends. He grips the wheel tighter. Out here, death isn't a rumor. It's a shadow that follows every truck. And while Diego drives through fog and fear, Tom in New Zealand faces danger, carved straight into the mountain itself. Meet Tom Miller, a 52-year-old driver from Queenstown, takes his old truck through the Skipper's Canyon Road, carved into the mountain over a century ago. The road is so narrow that two vehicles can't pass each other. If someone's coming the other way, Tom has to reverse for half a mile, sometimes with a 300-foot drop to his side. Dust fills the air. The road curves sharply around the cliffs, and every rock looks ready to tumble. There are no railings, no signs, just raw mountain and empty air. Tom knows this route like the back of his hand, but it still makes his heart race. One mistake, he says, and you're part of the canyon forever. When he finally reaches the end, he exhales slowly. Another day conquered by skill, not luck. But while Tom's road hangs open to the air, Chen's road hides deep inside the stone. Deep in the Taihang Mountains of China, Chen Wei, 46-year-old truck driver, drives through one of the most extraordinary and dangerous roads ever built, the Guoliang Tunnel Road. The tunnel, dug by hand by the local villagers, hugs the cliffside. It's dark, narrow, and has openings that look out over 1,000-foot drops. Chen's truck headlights barely cut through the darkness. Every bump echoes through the walls, and there's no room to turn around. Outside the tunnel, fog and rain turn the rocky ledges into slick death traps. Chen drives slow, focused. One wrong move could send him tumbling into the abyss. He's made this journey hundreds of times, but he still whispers a prayer before entering the tunnel. May the mountain let me pass again. Far above the tunnels of China, Imran drives the highest highway on Earth, where beauty and death share the same view. At 15,000 feet above sea level, Imran Khan, a 40-year-old Pakistani trucker, guides his decorated rig along the Karakoram highway, the highest paved international road in the world. The scenery is breathtaking but deadly. Landslides, avalanches, and sudden rockfalls can strike at any moment. Imran's truck groans as it climbs uphill, the engine echoing between walls of stone. Around one curve, a fresh rock slide blocks half the road, forcing him to inch along the edge with only a few inches between his tires and a deadly drop. He glances at a small sticker on his dashboard, a photo of his family. That's why he keeps driving. Because for him, every journey through the Karakoram is not just a delivery, it's survival for the people waiting back home. As Imran climbs through snow and stone, Ravi in India faces the same mountains, only buried beneath storms of ice. High in the Himalayas, Ravi Singh, 35-year-old Indian driver, hauls goods through the Zoji La Pass, connecting Kashmir to Ladakh. The road is often buried under snow or washed out by rain, leaving deep mud pits where trucks can sink for days. Ravi's wipers fight against the snowstorm as visibility drops to almost zero. The cliffs disappear into white nothingness beside him. He's not just fighting nature, he's racing time, because if the pass closes, hundreds of people in remote villages will go without food or fuel. Every mile feels like defiance. Ravi's tires spin, the truck swerves slightly, and he steadies it again. The mountains roar, but he refuses to stop. But where Ravi fights snow, Pedro in Brazil fights mud, deep in the endless jungle of the Amazon.
In the heart of the Amazon, Pedro Santos, 42 years driver, drives along the BR-319, one of Brazil's most feared roads. During the rainy season, it turns into a swamp of mud, with trucks sinking to their axles. Pedro carries spare food, tools, and even a hammock, because if he gets stuck, he might be there for days. The humidity fogs up his windshield, and insects crawl across the glass. Deep in the jungle, every night is filled with the sounds of frogs, snakes, and wild animals. The road is endless, 800 kilometers of mud, isolation, and exhaustion. Yet, Pedro keeps going. Because in the Amazon, there's no plan B. This road is the only lifeline between towns. From the rainforest to the desert, Youssef in Morocco faces roads that twist like serpents through the burning Atlas Mountains.
Meet Youssef Ben Ali, 48 years old, grew up in the Atlas Mountains. Now, he drives his supply truck across the Tizi and Test Pass, one of Morocco's oldest and most dangerous routes. The road twists like a snake, with hundreds of hairpin turns and sheer cliffs on both sides. The heat can melt tires by noon, and sudden fog can hide the next turn completely. Youssef drives slowly, listening to old Arabic songs, trying to calm his nerves. He remembers his father, also a driver, who lost his life on this same road. Each turn is a reminder of how fragile life can be, and how strong the human will really is. And while Youssef braves the heat, Mark in Canada drives across a world made entirely of ice. Mark Reynolds, 50-year-old driver, drives across Canada's ice road, a highway made of frozen lakes and rivers. The surface is pure ice, and beneath it, freezing water that could swallow a truck in seconds if the ice cracks. Mark has one rule: never stop too long, never speed too fast. The truck must keep moving to spread the weight evenly. When the temperature hits minus 40 degrees Celsius, metal snaps and fuel lines freeze. Every sound, every crack under the tires makes his heart skip a beat. But Mark loves the silence out there. "It's just me, my truck, and the ice," he says. "Out here, fear keeps you alive." From frozen lakes to towering peaks, our final story climbs toward the sky.
the treacherous Sichuan Tibet highway of China. For Liang Zhou, a 39-year-old truck driver, the Sichuan Tibet highway is more than just a job. It's a connection between worlds. This 2,000-kilometer stretch climbs through landslides, floods, and altitude sickness. The thin air makes every breath hard, and the road twists through some of the world's most dangerous terrain. Liang's truck shakes as he crosses a broken bridge, the river raging below. He hasn't slept properly in 2 days. Still, he keeps going, because on the other side of these mountains, his hometown awaits. His family, his reason. Every trip he completes feels like a victory over nature itself. 10 roads, 10 lives, different faces, same courage. These are the men who keep the world moving, through snow, fog, jungle, and silence. For them, danger isn't a story. It's the road they drive every day. Click on the left to watch Top 10 Greatest Inventions That Changed the World, and on the right to see Top 10 Impossible Places on Earth You Won't Believe Exist.